Hey there, beautiful Ascension pioneers. Welcome to my sacred mountain space. I'm just hanging here for a while, enjoying the sun. So I had an amazing hike just today. It's a full moon lunar eclipse in Aries, and I've noticed something yesterday. This is something I want to say first when I make this video before I start talking about my topic for today, which is the energy of the beloved. I've noticed that things are changing for many of us. It's like the things that maybe they were coming into our energy field before as information or something coming to us, they're just not anymore. I mean, at least it's how it is for me. I've noticed that much of the external just doesn't have any meaning for us anymore, because remember after the video I made, Have We Ascended? The question that I asked, it's like everything changed after that video. As you've seen, I didn't make videos for 2 weeks then. I had this deep soul merge, which I was talking about in my previous video. And it's just like everything came to this halt, and there was this stillness and observation present that was actually there for a reason, to see what is really taking place now. What is the next step of our journey? A lot of us are changing directions completely, maybe even. And I know myself for sure that this is how it is for me. There's things that are going to continue to change, and I'm going to continue to make those changes. But I'm just noticing how things that we were talking about before, like Ascension and Ascension symptoms and solar flares and all of that, it's just not important anymore, because it's just not important. And I mean, on each cycle and on each level of our awareness, we come to this space when we just are done with that cycle, and then we move to the next one. So this is what's happening in my life now. And there needs to be this period when we're just observing and seeing, okay, what is next? And then allowing the spirit to show us. So for me, a huge part of this purpose and of this soul merge is, of course, connecting deeply with my own twin soul essence. Because what does it mean, the soul merge that I was talking about in my previous video? We're all created as twin soul essences. We're bubbles of love, of pure divine love. And when we start this journey of really not just remembering and just awakening, but literally starting to embody this energy, then this divine love energy starts flowing through us. But I'm still noticing that when people write to me and how they talk about twin flames and things like that, it's just not it. It's just not it, because I feel the energy of what's coming into my field, and it's just not that perfection of that grace that we were created through. We were all birthed through divine love. We are pure divine love. It's how we are created as a twin soul essence. We, like for example, I and my twin soul, it's not that I have a twin soul, it's that I am a twin soul. You see, this is the first mistake that most people make on this journey when they say, I'm looking for my twin flame. And there's this thing, that's about this. Or, for example, people say to me, I know which person is already my twin flame. And it's just, I had a session a while ago, and I asked a person, but how do you want to be loved as a woman? How do you want to be appreciated? How do you want to be expressed as divine love here in this plane of existence? And she said, I don't understand what you're asking me. And I said, it's a simple question. How do you want to be loved in the physical? You see, that's what the twin soul energy is about. It's about you not just remembering yourself as divine love, but starting to be love as it is in source, incarnated. So the soul coming into flesh and becoming one with flesh, there's no more separation. So when you're starting this merging process with the beloved energy, it's an energy. I've been talking about this in my previous video about twin soul essence. And most people, because they don't yet live in their monadic presence, they don't have that direct connection with the spirit, the I am presence, they don't understand this. And so many people still fall for what is being said everywhere and all around this. But I'm sure you all seen a romantic movie that has shown things very deeply. Like for me, one of those movies was Dracula, or it was now the Twilight movies. And you might say, what do you mean? It's just a superficial movie. It's about vampires. You know what? Truth is different in different layers of awareness. You know that. And when I've seen the Twilight first time in my life. I didn't resonate with it. I was like, what is this? Because I wasn't at the level of awareness to connect to the depth that's coming through. Because everything always comes as a message to our soul. Whatever we see and whatever is our mirror, we will connect to it through the awareness that we currently possess. So we can withhold in our body. And when I'm looking at those movies now, it's such depth there that I just, it's just such truth about this. How love creates all miracles. How it's just, you fight for it. You do everything in life for it. It's not like you fight for it in a third dimensional sense, you know what I mean, in a limited sense, because you don't need to fight for love. But I mean, as you're devoted to that, and that is always your priority, and that is who you are. And because you know yourself, the beloved energy that runs through you. You know your beloved as an energy essence because you together are one. So you no longer say, I'm looking for my twin soul, or I have a twin soul, or do I have a twin soul? If you're asking yourself still that, it's you are a twin soul. That is the first thing that needs to shift within you. And then when you start merging with this energy, it's something that I shared this week with the divine message coming my way. And it's hard to describe because when you live in this energy, it speaks to you. The beloved is everywhere. It speaks to you in all things. It's energy, you feel it. Because you know yourself. You feel yourself so deeply. I cannot explain this because I cannot gift you with the beloved energy. It's like the gift you give to yourself when you start the merging process. And it's just pure tantric flow of love. It's just who you are. It's how you were created. And it brings me sometimes to this deep sadness when I see what people are really thinking about this and how they approach the topic of twin flames. And it's just everybody maybe needed to go through that stage to really remember what it's really about. But I'm just disappointed when I see how people think it's like this mental thing. We have a project, we need to do this is, needs to happen, like this and that, and they have full of these controlling issues, and they have this imagination of how it's supposed to be, unless, instead of accepting what it really is. So if we project something that we think it's supposed to be, we really don't allow, and we don't embrace what truly is, and that is the whole different thing here, right? So when you embrace the beloved energy, it flows through you. You don't have questions about it anymore. You don't say, when will I meet my twin flame, or when will I meet this special person? You have such deep peace within you because this energy, the beloved energy, always flows through you. And some people say to me, I have a project to do with my twin flame. And first of all, if you really are in your beloved energy, you will never have the need to call someone, oh, that's my twin flame. They have a name. They have a soul essence. They have a vibration. They're you. You're them. When you can merge that deeply and in a sacred partnership. And you don't need to confirm it. You don't need to validate it like, oh, that's my twin flame. So because I say it's got to be so, right? And you don't look for these divine partnership. You don't look for this beloved energy in a certain person and you become obsessed with it. You feel the energy and it either is or it isn't, but it starts with you embracing yourself as that unique, authentic, individualized soul essence. It's a state of feeling. It's a state of consciousness. So the beloved energy is always about the state of consciousness. Whatever kind of state of consciousness you can possess in this body, that's what you will, have mirrored outside of you. So you will have these situations that will reflect back to you. So if you have a belief that the twin soul relationship in the physical is about hardship, and it's about the runner syndrome, and it's about all these things that everybody might have believed on some part of the journey, and there's a lot of people who make money on that. They make profit of that. That's the funny thing, is that people don't notice how people will convince you stuff so then they can have money from you, so they can coach you how you will find a certain person who will be your twin flame. It doesn't go that way. Nobody has the answers for you here. You need to remember your soul. You need to embody your energetic imprint, your purity, your uniqueness in soul essence. So the soul is the first part of source that is separated and individualized as an essence. It is still, our soul is the seventh density. It is the awareness of the angelic self. But it's not anymore existing in the group consciousness like the oversoul and so on. So when you come to these all aspects of your soul, that's when you can start really merging with the beloved energy within you. You become the beloved and you radiate the beloved and so forth. If you radiate it out, it always comes back mirrored in everything, about the holographic principle of all creation. It's just how it is. So you won't have that need, and you won't give your power away to those people who want to make a profit out of that. Oh, my beloveds, I dropped my camera again. Now I put it in really firmly, so it's there firmly, I hope, this time. So what I wanted to say is that you won't have the need anymore to give your power away to anybody who has answers for you or guidance for you in a way how you'll meet a certain person, instead of guiding you within to realizing who you are as that person. Personality, soul merged as one now. That is what's happening in the ascension process. You're no longer separate. Your personality is soul infused. It is soul based. And you feel your soul. You know your soul, and you bring forth that your divine angelic self essence through you, and you become your divinity. You are your divine self embodied. So the beloved energy is something so profound. It is so sacred. You cannot put it into such trivial truths that are not truths at all, that have to deal with becoming obsessed with a certain person, believing that the twin soul relationship in the physical is about projects. You know, the only true mission and purpose of the twin soul couplings, if they do meet in the physical, if it is so destined within their soul agreement and their plan within this shift that's happening, it's about embodying divine love. It's their natural state of grace, and whatever they're doing within that and in between, it's just additional. But it's not the essence. The essence is to embody divine love and to show it as way showers, to radiate out that purity of how we were really created. So, like I said, sometimes it brings me great sadness to see how really distorted this topic was. And because of my own experiences, because I had to go through this and what was said about it and what was written about it and everything, and through my own knowing that came to me through my soul. Because only the soul knows, the soul experiences. Everybody remembers their beloved because that's how they were created, as one. It's not a person, it's the energy of divine counterparts together as one. And when they do come together, it's about creating that third energy which creates. It's not about projects. We got to do projects together, it's so mental. You take away the sacredness. And one more aspect I would like to mention here is when you watch these movies that I mentioned, they have deep encodings of how true love really is. And they show you that deep passion and that courage that is within that, the sacrifice that you would do anything that way for that love. You wouldn't run away. How can you run away from yourself, your true self? You can't. So I see this in our society that's happening now. Everybody wants a twin flame instead of realizing everybody is a twin soul. That's how they're created. And this obsession, it needs to end. It's just everybody, this is like the new thing. It's not how to become enlightened, but it's how to find your twin flame. And it's sad, because those who really experience the beloved energy, they're really blessed because they know it. But how can you really share that with someone who's not even ready to accept that? You can't. Sometimes I think I made so many videos about that, and I shared the truth of how this is and how my soul teaches me on its own, and remembering my beloved and how I drew his portrait. And it was just beautiful coming through me. And I just can't do anything, because when people write to me, it's like nobody would hear me. Nobody would hear what I'm saying, because, they're not ready to accept that yet. Because it needs to come through you. I can speak about whatever, but it comes through me. It's for me. And I can share, and some of you will remember, and some of you will say, yes, it's how I experience it as well. And others will say, what the heck is she talking about here? Because the level of understanding of the consciousness is not there yet, which is fine. I'm just saying the first step towards this is at least embracing the fact that you might not have all the answers yet, and that there is more. You can have the greatest love. You can have the greatest love that is just pure love. Would you do anything for it? There's no boundaries between the two who exist within the one. It's just so pure, it's just so sacred. There is no such thing as excuses, as immaturity, as spiritual immaturity, as running away and things like that. It just doesn't exist in the world of twin soul embodiment of the beloved energy. So you gotta embody this on this level. It's how it is. And once it will flow through you, you will know. And you'll be always connected. There is no disconnectedness from it. I remember there was a part in, time in my life when I said, well, I can't feel my beloved. Why? It was just like long ago. And I remember I just couldn't for a while. I said, what's wrong? And why? Because at that time, I was experiencing some other things that were very challenging because I had to go through this profound period of awakening. And why couldn't I feel it? Because I couldn't feel myself fully at that time. And now when I came into my full multidimensional awareness and consciousness and feeling it, I just know. There's just like no more doubt about things and what this energy is like, because I am this energy. I was created this way. So this is a very deep video. I really wanted to share this because what I see, how the sacredness of this reunion has been taken away by the mental, by the disempowerment of many people. And yes, I received, again, one very negative comment this week. Somebody told me that I'm manipulating people. And I said, why? Because I'm just telling you to go within. Where's manipulation in that? Think about it. Really think about it. Who manipulates you? It's not about the person. It's not about the outside things. It's not about people who say certain things. It's you allowing yourself to come into the falsehood that is not really real. So the first step is saying, maybe there's more. Because we're always expanding. And if you feel that, okay, I've met this person and this is it, and no more, nothing exists, but you're not experiencing that, wow, that bliss, a full reunion, then you gotta know there's more. And you're not gonna get there if you think that you're just gonna have to be, saying this is it. It doesn't end there. And if you think so, then you won't be able to move forward because you're not open to expansion. That's all I wanted to say. So I'm gonna go hike down. I'm gonna return to the valley, and I'm sending you mountain hugs and elven greetings from here. The energy is beautiful here in the sun, and the moon is being felt already. And I'll talk to you soon whenever I have another guidance to record anything, and I'll still update you on all the changes that are coming forth very soon. Bye-bye, much love.